Growing up, I never got to experience the purple cube. I had friends who owned GameCubes growing up, but I was too focused training my Pikachu on Pokemon Yellow, on the GBA, SP, and learning my shapes. Actually, that's not completely true. I did rip some double dash at the McDonald's playpen, but I was always jealous of that carrying handle and those tiny little discs. So last week on stream, I decided to play 6 of the most popular GameCube games to see if they still hold up and to see if I missed out on anything. We're talking Mario Kart Double Dash. We're talking Resident Evil 4, Super Monkey Ball, some real goats of the gaming industry. So are these games good, or is everyone just blinded by nostalgia? Before we get into the games, let's talk about the console itself. If you were born after the year 2001, which YouTube shows a lot of you were, you might not be familiar with the GameCube or what it offered. The GameCube launched in Japan in September of 2001. It sold almost 22 million consoles, making it the 4th most sold behind the PS2, Xbox, and Game Boy. So it was basically last place, but people still bought it and enjoyed it. And like I mentioned at the start of the video, the GameCube wanted to be different. Unlike the PS2 or the Xbox, the GameCube used mini DVDs for game storage. These discs held about 3 gigabytes less data than its bigger counterparts, meaning that some games which could be played on the PS2 or the Xbox could not be played on the GameCube. For example, Final Fantasy X was 4 gigabytes, so it could not be played on the GameCube. It also meant that unlike the PS2 or the Xbox, the GameCube could not be used as a DVD player to watch things like movies. The differences between the GameCube and other consoles isn't all bad though. There are some things the GameCube has that makes it stand out. The GameCube controller, for example, is regarded as one of the best controllers for action and fighting games and is still used by many professional Super Smash Bros. Players. And along with that, Nintendo exclusives that could not be played on things like the Game Boy made the GameCube stand out. GameCube's iconic library, paired with its uniqueness, made it a classic. Super Mario Sunshine. Oh boy, I'm gonna stir the pot with this one. Maybe this is a hot take. It was okay. I love the aesthetic of the game. I thought Delfino Plaza and the island were beautiful, and the game's graphics looked great, honestly. The soundtrack goes hard, as it does in every Mario game, and I actually like the flood idea. I thought it was unique, and it's been a while since Nintendo has really tried messing with the Mario IP like they did in this game. The platforming, the mechanics, everything feels super solid, and that gets a big 1-up from me. The controls, though, that's where this game loses it for me. The camera sucks. Man, this camera is gonna make me dizzy, bro. This camera sucks. The movement mechanics are sick though. Everything is reversed, so if you go left, the camera goes right. If you go right, the camera goes left. Up goes down, down goes up. It's confusing, and maybe I'm just not used to it, but I hated it. So we're going minus a couple stars just for that alone. I really want to like this game, and I had fun playing it on stream. I might try it again, but for me, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Luigi's Mansion. This game was a certified banger. Luigi's Mansion is one of those games I grew up hearing about. I heard a lot of hype about it, but I never tried it myself, and I never really saw the appeal. Who would want to play a Mario game without Mario? I was definitely wrong. The mechanics in this game are smooth, the puzzle elements keep things interesting, and sucking up a ghost in a vacuum feels very satisfying. I am a little bit surprised they didn't run into legal trouble with Ghostbusters. Plus, the difficulty scales nicely as you progress through the levels. One maybe negative thing that I have to say about Luigi's Mansion, and honestly most of these games, is that they don't help you at all. If you're lost and you don't know what to do, no tutorial, no helpful hints, nothing. I think I spent a solid 20 minutes trying to find the key to the second room. What am I doing wrong here, man? Maybe the door? Yeah. Some Googling would fix this. Hold on. That could be a good or bad thing, depending on what you like out of games and your play style. I'll personally knock like half a ghost off for that one. Other than that, no notes. Great game. Try it if you haven't. 4.5 ghosts out of 5. Mario Kart Double Dash. I'm a big Mario Kart guy. I actually just did a full Mario Kart 8 playthrough on stream. But that being said, the earliest game that I ever played was the Mario Kart Wii. So I never got to ride the Double Dash hype train. This game definitely met or even exceeded my expectations. It was super fun. Having 2 characters in the cart lets you strategize which item you want to use, as you can switch between the characters. Whereas in modern titles, you have to use items in the order that you grab them. It's interesting too in this game, like you're playing with two characters, obviously. Each character holds their own item, so you can kind of strategize when you want to use each, which is pretty cool. It definitely feels different, but not necessarily in a bad way. The drifting feels a lot tighter, and the turning speed while driving feels a little bit slower, but it's not bad. It's just different. But overall, it still feels like the classic Mario Kart racing experience. And honestly, the graphics hold up pretty well. The only gripe I really have with the game is the lack of content. There's only 3 cups in this game, and if you compare that with a modern title like Mario Kart 8, there's 12 cups in the base game and then another 12 in the DLC for a total of 24. That being said, with the mini DVDs that we talked about earlier and keeping the game small, it makes sense that there isn't a lot of content. If you haven't played this game and you're a fan of Mario Kart, this one's definitely worth trying. I'm going 4 red shells and 1 banana for this one. Super Monkey Ball. Man, this game has a special place in my heart. Despite trying to avoid nostalgia, I actually have played this game before on the Game Boy. I don't remember a lot, so I don't think it's cheating. This game should not work. Let's put monkeys in a ball and have them roll around for bananas. I feel like that was a hard pitch for a video game. Is there literally a banana advertisement on this? Does that say Dole? How did they get sponsored by Dole? That's crazy. But surprisingly, it works super well. The movement feels intuitive, despite the fact that you don't actually control the monkey, you control the world around it, which seems like it would feel disorienting, but it feels pretty good. The challenges are fun, and the game offers 3 different levels of difficulty depending on how hard you want it to be. Just like Double Dash, it does lack some in the content department, but it makes up for it a little bit with minigames. The game offers 2 minigames, one like a knockout game and one target practice-ish game. The knockout game I actually thought was very fun. It feels like Smash Bros. If everybody was in a ball and you can push each other around. The knockout game I did not really enjoy. I thought it felt added on, and I think that space could have been better used for more levels or something else. Overall, good game, worth a try, 4.5 bananas. Resident Evil 4. This game is brutal, but super good. It almost reminds me of a Souls game where you need to complete a level or beat a boss before you can save. Unless I'm dumb, I didn't find any way to save during a fight. So if you like hard games, this one is definitely for you. You have to be conservative with your ammo consumption, you have to watch your health, and be very sparing when you use things like medkits. Plus, the main character is a badass, so points there for sure. I didn't get super into the plot, so I can't say if it makes sense or not. I will be playing more of this game on stream sometime soon, but overall the gameplay feels super good, and getting a headshot, chef's kiss. The gunplay is solid. One thing that I did not like was the knife play. It feels like you have to be right on top of something in order for the knife to work, which is fine if you're trying to open a box, but hitting someone is almost impossible. You will get axed before you knife them. So I'm going minus points for that. I definitely see the appeal of the Resident Evil franchise, and it really makes me want to try one of the newer games. So super duper fun. I'm going 4 decapitated heads out of 5 on this one. Pikmin. This game was fine. I feel like I shouldn't go too hard on it because overall, I'm not a huge fan of the Pikmin IP. I briefly tried the most recent game and it wasn't for me. So I can respect that it's a solid game. It was built well, and some people like it. I think the characters are cute and unique, but I find the gameplay a little bit boring. He looks like he's not having a great time. Yeah, it's a little dude. If you like puzzle games, there's a solid chance you might enjoy it. For me, it didn't scratch the right itch. I really like some puzzle games, like Portal, for example. But in Portal, as you play, you progress through a story and you learn more about the environment around you. Pikmin feels more like Sudoku to me, where you understand what you need to do, and it's just a matter of completing X amount of steps until you do it. But again, it is cute, it's relaxing. If you like things like Animal Crossing, maybe you would like this as well. Worth trying out. I'm going 3.5 out of 5 little red dudes. So the moment you've all been waiting for, is GameCube worth the hype? Honestly, yeah, I think I get it now. Sure, some of the games are rough around the edges, but for the most part, they definitely still hold up in 2025. These games have something that you don't really find today. Nintendo wasn't afraid to experiment. They tried stuff out, i.e. the Flood, Luigi's weird ghost backpack. It didn't always work, wasn't always the best, but it feels like now, for the most part, there's a script and they stick to it. From my limited research, it seems like they're not too expensive. It ranges anywhere from $50 to $300. Looking at you, DK Oldies. But there are some really good emulators out there, and I won't tell anyone if you use them, which means the games are super accessible and easy to try out if you're interested. If you like the video, feel free to like and subscribe, or leave a comment below if you disagree with me. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, shameless plug.